Kalaniya Temple Complex in Sri Lanka, or Kalaniya Raja Maha Vihara, commonly referred to as Kalaniya Temple, stands as a prominent Buddhist temple which has started with the peepal tree. Each place in Sri Lanka Buddhist temple has been abundance of peepal tree as a Bodhi tree. Situated 11 kilometers of northeast of Colombo, this river site has deep historical and cultural significance. The temple is currently under the guidance of its chief priest, Venerable Professor Kolupitiye Mahinda Sangha Rakhita Thera. The temple is interwoven with Sri Lanka's destiny. The Kalaniya temple has long been intertwined with Sri Lanka's political and social history. A well known saying highlights this connection: as a temple flourished, so did the nation. And as it fails, the country faces challenges. This symbolical association has made it a focal point of political leader drawing visits from both the ruling government and its opposition, both. As Buddha has never said a temple or worship anything, but over the period of time, the economical and political dynasties has made Buddha as a deity and made him sit in a temple shrine. Kalaniya temple has a long been intertwined with Sri Lanka's political and social history. According to Buddhist tradition, the Kalaniya temple was sanctified by the Buddha himself during his third and final visit to Sri Lanka. It's of course a faith. 8 years after attaining enlightenment around 500 BC, the ancient Mahavamsa chronicle narrates that the original stupa enshrines a gem-studded throne on which the Buddha sat and delivered the sermon. The temple experiences its golden age during the Kota era, only to lose much of its land under Portuguese rule. However, the Dutch regime provided new lands, and the King Kirti Sri Rajasingha spearheaded its reconstruction. In the 20th century, philanthropist Helena Vijayawardene played a pivotal role in the temple refurnishing. The Kalaniya stupa is deeply rooted in its legends. The throne, a central element of the stupa's enshrinement, was initially the subject of dispute between two Naga kings, Choldara and Mahadara. During the Buddha's second visit to Sri Lanka, he resolved their conflict and received the throne on an offering. The Naga king Manikidda of Kalaniya, moved by the Buddha's teaching, requested a relic to worship. The Buddha gifted him the gem-studded throne, which Manikika enshrined with the stupa, inviting Buddha to visit. During the Buddha's third visit to Sri Lanka on Vesak Poya Day, 8 years after the Enlightenment, that is 580 BC, approximately 2600 years ago, he preaches at the Kalaniya, accompanied by 500 arahants. The artistic and cultural richness of this temple is renowned for its artistic heritage, particularly paintings. It houses a striking image of a Clanging Gautam Buddha and vivid mural by native artist Solias Mendes. This painting narrates significant episode of Buddha's life, Sri Lanka's Buddhist history and the Jatak tales. The temple also hosts a grand Durutu Maha Perihera procession each January, adding to its cultural significance. Additionally, a 5.5-meter, that is 18-foot stone statue on the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshwaras grace the temple ground, symbolizing the enduring spiritual legacy to its sacred sites. The question of here arises why humans have built temples and adorned them with intrusive decorations while encouraging in a conflict over supremacy reveals a complex interplay of spirituality, psychology, and socio-politic factors. As Buddha has never said to build a temple, and the decorative things which are existing today, the materialistic thing. He was a king and he left all the luxurious life and pleasurely things, but now the time has made him the same. From the earliest civilizations, temples have served as sacred spaces where individuals and communities sought to connect with the divine. These structures embodied humanity's yearning to transcend the mundane and reach for something greater, a higher power or spiritual truth. Decorating temples with carving, paintings, sculpture is an expression of its devotion as well as the stories which has gave much of the morals and interested human life. Always the kings has its glory and the philosophy attempt to make the philosophy remain for longer time, reflecting humanity's creative impulse to honor the divine through beauty and magnificence. Beyond their spiritual purpose, temples has always been a powerful symbol of cultural identities. They anchor communities in shared traditions, serving as repositories of history, art, collective beliefs. Temples unite people, providing a space for ritual, festival, gathering that strengthen communal bonds. In many societies, they have been a source of pride, showcasing a cultural and artistic achievement of the civilizations. However, the grandeur of temples has often intervened with power and supremacy. Throughout history, rulers have commissioned a grand temple to legitimize their authority, using them as a both spiritual sanctuary and as a symbol of political strength. This close association with political power made temples centers of influence, often leading to conflicts. Disputes over sacred spaces, control, and differing interpretations of faith have turned places of worship into battlegrounds, overshadowing their spiritual intent, as they are supposed to be the place of peace and serenity. This contradiction of human behavior highlights our dual nature. While we are capable of creating awe inspiring work of devotion and unity, we are equally prone to ego driven conflicts and divisions. Temples means to inspire peace and enlightenment can become arenas of asserting dominance, driven by the human need to claim the richness of one's belief system over another. At its heart, worship is intended to cultivate humanity, compassion, and a sense of oneness. Yet, when the focus shifts to exterior displays like the grandeur of the temple or the assertion of superiority, this essence is often lost. The question challenges us to reflect on whether we build temples to honor the divine or to showcase human pride. Are we using faith to unite or allowing it to divide? Perhaps the true answer lies in returning to the original ideas of spirituality, seeking inner transformation, fostering unity, and recognizing that the divine transcends human made boundaries of religion and race. Only then can temples serve their true purpose as spaces of peace and enlightenment, rather than becoming monument of ego and conflict. One must say that beneath the sacred spires, amidst the whisper of ancient stones, people gather, meet merely for worship, but for a common cause that binds their souls. They come hand-folded, hearts alight with prayers unspoken, carried by the wind, seeking solace in the eternal glow of a flame that neither time nor the tide can dim. Of the temple's quiet embrace, differences fades, egos dissolves. For here, every step on the cool stone floor becomes a journey inward towards the self. It is not just divine they seek, but the communion of spirit, the shared breath of hope, the woven threads of lives intertwined by faith's gentle hand. The bells chimes not for one alone, but for all who came, weak or strong, to kneel, to intervene, reverence side by side, bound by a cause greater than their own. For the temple, in its timeless grace, is a mirror reflecting humanity's truth, a heaven where hearts converge and unity whispers through every prayer, and unity whispers through every prayer.